Hello, welcome to the Midnight Bible Study. Glad you're with us. Hope you're having an amazing day or night. It's not quite midnight yet, but it's getting there. Tonight's topic is absolutely important. It's essential because it's the parable of the single and the evil eye, and it has to do with a topic it touches our life every single day, whether we know it or not. And if we know it, we're more likely to make good decisions and avoid disaster. So this is Matthew. You'll find this in Matthew 6:22, and it says, "The lamp of the eye is the body." So important. The lamp of the eye is the body. "If therefore your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light." Do the things you look at fill you with light or darkness? The lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in you is darkness, how great is the darkness? That's from Jesus in Matthew 6:22-23. So Jesus enforces the necessity for singleness of motive in life. We have to be single-minded in life. Because if we're not, we're divided, and we're like a ship that is in a storm. And if you've ever been in a ship in a storm, you're thrown around violently, and you could die at any moment. But at the very least, it's going to be tumultuous, and nobody really wants to live that way emotionally and psychologically on a daily basis, and make decisions that possibly tear our lives apart. And that's the danger of not being aware of this parable and the implications of it. Jesus enforces the necessity that we're single-minded. If we're double-minded, then we're unstable in all our ways, like a ship in the storm. And he says you cannot serve God and mammon, because if you're trying to serve God and mammon, it's a division. We have to put God first. God has to be the single focus, the first most important thing in our life. If money and mammon is first, that's how we're going to make decisions, and it could lead us to a lot of trouble. So we want to serve God in everything we do. An evil eye sees things double, and it exercises this double influence on it. So, as Jesus said, when we have an evil eye, our whole body is full of darkness. Think of Bura and Zast. There's a parable about a parable. Yeah, I believe it's a parable. It's Bura and Zast. It's not a biblical parable, but it's a story. It might be Aesop's Fables, actually. But anyway, it's a story about this donkey, and he's got 2 bales of hay over here, and he can't decide which one. He can't make a decision because he can't make decisions, right? And he's going like this, and he starves to death while he's trying to make his decision. And in the meantime, he's miserable trying to deal with this decision, but it ultimately leads to his doom. So if Jesus is telling us the danger of being double-minded, we need to take that very seriously. So a mind and a heart that is divided between heaven and earth is all dark. Now we have to live in the earth. We have to provide for our family. But we need to keep our eye on heaven. We need to keep our focus on heaven as much as possible. We need to stay single-minded. For example, the problem is the whole world is full of people living in darkness. Their eyes are bad. They see darkness because they're torn, and in many cases they're single-minded for the wrong things. But the whole world is full of darkness, and the disciples were lights. They were lights in the darkness. They went out, and by shining a light in the darkness, they were able to restore some people, helping them fix their eyes so that they could see light again, so that they could see light when they were lost in the darkness. And that's how the disciples were. There's a there was once this widow, an old widow, lonely woman living on a desolate and brutal seacoast, and it was a stormy seacoast in the north, and she would frequently see ships bashed on the rocks and hear the desperate and pitiful cries of the doomed and dying sailors. And it was so sad for her to see this. And then one day she got the idea to put a light in her window because she was up on a cliff. She lived up on a high area, a high spot, a bluff above the water. So she put a light in her window at night, and it acted like a mini lighthouse in that remote and barren area. And so that ships would see that light and they would steer clear of the dangerous rocks under the surface and avoid crashing. And she always kept that light up, and many were saved because she shined her light. And the Bible is a light for us. The Word of God, the words of Jesus are light for us because we're living in a world of darkness. Many of us are confused. Many of us are torn between light and darkness. But we need guidance. Sometimes we need guidance. Take for example, we can look to the Bible for guidance too. Look at Isaiah 30:21. And thine eyes hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. So if we're very subtle and we're able to discern the guidance of God, it'll be there. Sometimes it isn't always that obvious, but it takes subtlety and awareness and maybe lots of prayer. Psalms 37:23, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Do we have peace about what we're doing? Or do we delight in our way? The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. And I will bring the blind by the way they knew not. I will lead them in the paths they have not known. I will make darkness light before them, and crooked things straight. These things I will do unto them, and not forsake them. Isaiah 42:16. So we're going to find God will guide us. God will guide us, but we have to be living right, praying a lot, and listening with sensitivity. In all thy Proverbs 3:6, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Now, that's a key one because it says, in all thy ways acknowledge him. If you're acknowledging God in all your ways, then you're not torn. You're not divided. You're not divided in your vision. You have good vision if in all your ways you acknowledge him. And then it says, and he shall direct thy paths. God bless you. Good night from the Midnight Bible Study. Thanks for watching. If you're still watching at this point, hit that like button. Good night.